Hello my scrappy friends and welcome to day 9. So I'm back with a process video today. I decided I'd change things up a little bit and I'm showing you the completed pages as they sit in the album. So I've worked on day 20 and 21 for this video. As you can see, day 20 was our Santa photos, and then day 21 is me documenting a story about my boys buying each other gifts, which was actually really cute. So it's just going to go into the process here. So that card that I'm using with the Santa head is one of the printable ones that I purchased. And after my subscribers' recommendations, I checked Spotlight and found this little gold ink pad. It is fantastic, but takes forever to dry. So you'll see me muck around with that again in a little while. This card as well is also from those printable ones that I purchased. You can see I've just drawn some lines and added my journaling in. And I'm going to add a little bit of embellishment to all of these photos. Now, these photos are the originals. They're the ones that we had printed when we went and had our Santa photos done. And no, I do not mind scrapbooking them. I've scanned them. I will probably make 12 by 12 pages of them as well to go into the boys' albums. And I will probably also Project Life them because Santa photos, they're not a massive deal, but they're a big enough deal in our December that I like to have them in, not so much I like to have them in more than one place, but they're significant enough that I feel that if they're not there, the story's not told. So because they are the original, you can see the bright orange writing of the print number or whatever it is. I decided I was going to cover that up. I've used these diamond shapes. This first one is a green one with a Christmas tree on it. I did use my ATG to stick it down, but that green was too see-through and you could see the tape, and the more I looked at it, the more it annoyed me. So I've just rubbed the ATG off and I'm just going to staple those two pieces together. I'm going to use these tiny little white numbers to put the number 20 there. I'm going to trim up that acetate piece and call it done. I really am only adding a little bit of embellishment to all 3 photos. So I do like to have a photo of both of my boys with Santa and then one of each of them with Santa. Maybe I'm mad, I don't know. I was the only person in line that asked for that, but that's okay. I'm alright with that. I decided that I was going to essentially do the same thing on both of the boys' photos with Santa, and I'm using that big diamond. It's grey and it's got like little stars drawn onto it. And I'm going to use these gold alphabets. Now you can see again, I've tried to use the rubber charms. I seriously have been struggling with these all month. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can't. I just struggle with them. You will see that I do get 2 of them used up, which I'm really excited about, but not on these pages. So I have found a couple of phrases from these little tear apart strips that I'm going to stick on. The one that I used on the photo of both boys with Santa says, "Hello, Santa." The one on Jacob's says, "Holly Jolly," and the one on Hunter's says, "Jingle Bells." So nothing super exciting, but just a little bit of embellishment. And I've essentially done exactly the same thing. Added their initials, stapled on the little saying thing. And then I decided that I wanted a little bit more gold, so I've grabbed one of the gold star sequins that came in the kit as well, and I'm going to attach one of those to both sides. So I'm just going to basically repeat the exact same process again on Hunter's photo. While I'm doing that, how are you enjoying this series that I'm doing? I will be honest, I'm struggling a little bit to keep up now. I was a few days in front, and now it is 20 past 9 on the 8th at night, and I'm getting my voiceover done. So I am hoping to get a little bit more ahead again because I'm really starting to feel the pressure, and it's only pressure I'm putting on myself, so just ignore me. So I'm rubbing out, I learnt my lesson, rubbing out the journaling lines long after the journaling has dried. Now, you saw that I took a heat gun to that 20, that ink hadn't dried. It didn't dry after I used the heat gun. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I've applied more ink and I've grabbed my Bling color embossing powder. I've done 3 coats and look how beautiful and shiny and enamelly that is. I love it. My OCD with my cards being the same kind of wreaked a little bit of havoc. I trimmed them down. One was wonky, so I put them in the trimmer. I'm just going to attach that onto the front of that card there. A little bit of my tacky glue and call that done. That's how it's going to sit in my album. So on to day 21. Now you get the fun job of watching me seriously struggle with this. Like, I seriously struggled with this. So I've got this 4x6 photo, and the story that I want to tell is about my boys. This is the first year that we've gone out and taken each of them shopping for the other one. We made a big deal about them having a conversation and finding out what the other one wanted, and then when we went shopping, talking about how we were buying for other people, not for ourselves, and how exciting it will be to see them open the thing that they asked for and all that kind of stuff. You know, how exciting it is that their brother thought so much about what they got for each other, you know, all that kind of stuff, because you've got to start somewhere. And so this particular day, Jacob and I wrapped Hunter's gifts. Well, yeah, both of us worked together to wrap Hunter's gifts. I got them to write on the tags for each other as well. And I just wanted to document that little story. So I'm going through, you saw that I've changed out the 21 number. I also tried one of the half circle journal cards. Wasn't happy with either of those. Now I've pulled out some of the 3x4 cards, and I kind of almost get to a point where I'm going to start sticking and then go, no, I don't love it. So you'll see me shuffle things around a bit more. So I grabbed my white gel pen and I am practicing my journaling behind where the photo's going. I could not read it on the cardstock, the paper. It's not cardstock, it's pen paper. So I thought, okay, I'll give it a go on some vellum. And it's better, it's definitely better. But then I remembered that I very recently bought a new paint pen, and so that's what I end up using. But I'm still shuffling, I'm still changing. I'm like, what am I doing here? I like it. And here come the rubber charms. So I try this one and I'm like, oh, I actually like what that brings to the page here. Okay, maybe my problem is this vellum. So I grabbed another sheet of vellum and I'm just going to cut that down. It's like 1/4 of an inch smaller than 6x8. Try that out. I'm like, yep, that's what I'm doing. So it was at this point that I went, oh, why did I cut my photo? I could have the photo go all the way across. So I really like how that looks, and I'm going to piece back my photo together. I think I need to add a bit more adhesive. You'll see in the photos that the line is really obvious, but it could be because of the lights where I photograph. So I'll have, actually it's in my lap, I should have a look at it now. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. I think though if I add a bit more adhesive, it won't lift as much, so we'll be fine. So I'm just, like I said, piecing this back together. I put one side over the edge of the paper because I thought that my print was a little bit wider, but it's not. So I'm just going to move that back. Now, you may or may not have seen that when the kits went on sale, Ali said that there was an issue with some of the blue, and you can kind of see the marbling on that first shot I showed you. You can kind of see the blue marbling on one half. Someone shared that if you wipe it off with a baby wipe, it comes off. So I thought I'd give it a go. And then it actually cleaned it all up. So I was like, yay, that worked. I changed my 21 again, and then I was like, maybe what I can do is bring in the color of that rubber charm to my number. It's like, ooh, I've got some chalk inks I know in about the right colour. So I pulled out my pastel green and my pastel blue, and my pastel green was a closer match. So I am just inking up this number. I could have left it as is, but it was kind of a bit patchy and I wasn't loving it. So I thought, hey, I'll emboss this as well. So I grabbed out my Snow White embossing powder, and you can see there it's got this beautiful shimmer to it, and that colour is close enough. I'm super happy. I love it. So I'm really happy with the placement here. I'm like, hey, maybe I can get in another of the chipboard rubber pieces. And there we go. Look at that. 2 rubber pieces, my 21 that matches. I'm going to muck around a little bit with the placement here. I'm going to stick down my number, and I'm going to use my tiny attacher to attach the rubber pieces. And my journaling says, this year we decided that we would really encourage the idea of giving with the boys. We had both of them share with each other what they may like, and when we really problem when you can't read your own writing. And when we took them shopping, spoke about what the other had said and how excited they each were to see their brother open the gift chosen. So I did try with my gel pen, it didn't want to work, and then I was like, hey, I'm just going to use my paint pen. Yeah, it's actually a chalk marker that I got from Officeworks. I used it on my chalkboard for the boys' back to school photos this year. I thought that I had chopped all this out, but apparently I have not. I do apologise. But as you can see, I'm just journaling straight onto that vellum without too much thought, without too much stressing about whether it's straight or crooked, though I have got a couple of straight lines that I can pretty much work off. If you are doing this yourself, you will notice that because of the wet medium, the vellum will curl. It's not dramatic because the vellum is not soaking, but just be aware. I decided to bring in, I really like the way that diamond piece sits. It's black, it is black, and it says magic, but I thought, oh, that's really cute. Then I really liked the red there as well. And then I had this idea that maybe I could put like a few more along there, and I tried the green, took the red off, tried the green. No, I'm just going to stick with the 2. Because the red and the black are heaps darker than that green, I was able to apply my ATG straight to the back and stick them down. I'm going to give you a close-up of this page. And that's it. Here are all the close-ups of all of my photos. I really am so appreciative of all of the love that you guys have given me. Once again, thank you ever so much for sticking by, especially those of you that don't do December Daily, but you are getting inspiration for your project life. That's really exciting. It's one of the reasons why I share, because I do really enjoy giving people inspiration. I do hope to maybe start teaching classes somewhere around here soon. But if that happens, I will keep you guys posted. I will be back again tomorrow, and tomorrow is already done, so yay, I just need to edit the video and upload it. Have a fantastic scrappy day, and I shall be back tomorrow. Bye!